All right, so I'm just going to teach you a little bit about writing captions for your visual aid. The first thing is just telling you about captions. They're kind of just a little mini story that tells your readers or your viewers about your photo or primary source or whatever you're making the caption for on your boards or visual aids. It gives them something to look at and to read while you're busy, or if they just want to give a quick look, and that way your caption tells them about the picture and about your project without being able to talk to you. It also shows just the identification of the photo to know which photo you're talking about and a little bit of historical significance and background with your photo. There are a few elements to a caption. The first part is the description of the action, so it's just a simple sentence describing what's happening in the photo without being too obvious, and it should be done in present tense. So for my example, I said students present their Nature's Fury speeches in front of a class of peers. I'm describing what's happening in the photo as if I'm there, telling it in present tense. Along with the description of the action, you don't want it to be too obvious. You're not just saying what readers and viewers can already see. You're trying to tell them something different from what's in the picture and describe it in a way that makes it more interesting and like they were actually there. So with that, you want to tell the who, what, when, where, why, and how, the 5 W's and the H for your picture in this one sentence, maybe two if you need it. So for my example, the who would be the students. The what are the Nature's Fury is the Nature's Fury presentation. The when is in class. The where is in front of peers. The why is for the Nature's Fury project, and the how is through speeches. So it's important that you tell the viewers what they need to know without being able to talk to you so that they can understand what's happening in the picture or your primary source. So you want to make sure to identify any important figures or buildings or landmarks by any name or position of significance within your caption. The next part of your caption you want to include is just a little something extra. It's extra information that might interest your viewer. So it's something that might have happened right before the picture or primary source was taken or recorded. It might have been the outcome of it or what happened after, or any other little known facts about the picture or primary source or your event in general. And this part would be written in past tense because it's not happening right there in the picture. And since it's a picture or primary source, it already happened, so this part would be in the past. So my example would be that students worked on this project in class and out of school for the past several weeks. It's not happening in my picture, but it already happened. So then the last part you want to include in a caption, which is optional, but it adds that little something extra that's more interesting to your viewers, is a direct quote. You can use a quote from people that are in your picture or just other people from the time period or anything that you found in your research that's a really good quote you want to include and fits your source that you're putting on your board and making the caption for. It provides that unique account of the event, and again, it's easily visible and able to be read by your viewers on your visual aid. So my example is that according to a 7th grade student, Nature's Fury is the most exciting project I've ever worked on for school. That would be adding a little something extra to my caption that not everybody would have. And then also, it's not part of the caption, but you're going to want to include your citation near the photo or caption. So like you'd put on your bibliography, you'd just take that and put it somewhere on your board or your visual aid near your photo or primary source. So putting it all together, if I had a picture of a student presenting their speech, this would be my full caption I'd put underneath it. Students present their Nature's Fury speeches in front of a class of peers. Students worked on this project in class and out of school for the past several weeks. According to a 7th grade student, Nature's Fury is the most exciting project I have ever worked on for school. And then my citation would be right there below it or near it somewhere. And then finally, just a few do's and don'ts and tips for writing captions. You do want to make it intriguing for your readers or viewers so that when they look back at the picture after reading their caption, they learned something new that they didn't know just by looking at the picture. You're giving them that something extra that they can't see by just looking at the picture. So do give them something that they're not just seeing in the picture. Don't use directional words like this picture above or the picture below, like that. Your caption's going to be near your picture, so those words aren't necessary and are just kind of a waste of space. Also, don't assume any thoughts or feelings about people in the picture or the event without having some kind of research to back it. Your captions aren't there to put words into people's mouth that they never said or feelings. You want to portray their accurate feelings in your caption. So if you are saying any quotes or any things about what people thought or felt, just make sure you have the research to back it and to kind of prove that. Also, don't say this photo shows or in this photo. It's also very redundant and not necessary because your caption is going to be right near your photo, and it's kind of just boring to say this photo shows. Describe the action in a more interesting way. And along with that, don't use boring forms of verbs like am, is, are, were. Use more exciting and descriptive action words. It'll make your caption that have that little something extra that will get people excited and realize what's happening in the photo or primary source. So that's how you write a caption. There are lots of us teachers around. If you have any questions, we are there to help you out. Otherwise, good luck.